Hey guys! So I've got two things that I want to do really quick. First of all, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my NaNoWriMo update because I always do those last for some reason and that just doesn't really make any sense. So I've finally come to my senses and I'm going to do that first, and then second I have a tag video I'm going to make, so I'm going to do that as well. So first of all, NaNoWriMo, you all saw my minor freakout video, I think on either Wednesday or Thursday, of me on the day I lost all of my writing. For some reason it didn't automatically save like it usually does, and I had 42,000 words and it sent me back to somewhere around 18,000, which was not a good feeling. So I've been cranking out words, not great words, but I've been cranking out words like crazy, and I'm back up to like 35,000 now. So in the amount of time that I've had, that's a pretty decent amount. So I still have I still have 18,000 words to go, which with 8 days left, that's not really unrealistic. It's currently the 22nd day of NaNoWriMo, so I've got a few days left. If I crank out a couple thousand words every day, I should be able to hit my deadline, and I should be able to validate, and I will be done with NaNoWriMo for this year, and hopefully next year I'll remember to save before I reboot my computer. But yeah, it's starting to look more realistic, me actually finishing National Novel Writing Month for the first time, so that's very exciting. And second of all, we're going to move on to this tag video, and the tag I decided to do today is called the Broadway tag, and this is in honor of the fact that I'm going to see Newsies tomorrow, and I'm so excited. So let's do that. There are 11 questions on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do them as quick as I can so I can get to editing and post this before I fall asleep. So question number 1, your top 3 favorite Broadway shows. So I had to actually make a list, and there are some honorable mentions. I think there are about 5 on my list. So my top 3 favorites, I managed to actually narrow it down to 3, was number 1 is Mary Poppins, number 2 is Cats, and number 3 is Newsies. I had to include Cats because that is the first musical I ever saw on stage, because I think I was like 4 or 5, somewhere around in that age area, that general age area, and my parents got me a Barney VHS tape, and the commercials for the Barney VHS tape were Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Cats. And me being 4 years old, I was like, yay, cat people. So I came to my mom and I said, I want the movie, and she said, I'll do you one better. I'll take you out and I will actually bring you to the show. Because apparently, I don't remember this obviously because I was like 4 years old, but apparently Cats was like in Louisville at that time, and it was like perfect timing, so she brought me to the show, and that was my first experience with an actual Broadway show, and that was great. And then Mary Poppins obviously had to make it into my top 3 because Mary Poppins is my spirit animal, come on. And then Newsies just because it's arguably my favorite show of all time, aside from the top 2, obviously. And then my honorable mentions were Wicked and Bonnie and Clyde. Wicked is actually the first show that I saw on Broadway. I saw it at the Gershwin, obviously, last summer when I went to New York with my Key Club, and that was really great. And then my last honorable mention is Bonnie and Clyde, and I just think that this musical is so underrated. Like, I think it had a run of like 60-something shows, which is, I think, in Broadway years, it's just over a month, which is ridiculous. Like, it should have been on for years, and it was canceled far before its time. Okay, that was a little bit rambly. I have a feeling that this video is going to be really long. Number 2, your first Broadway song you ever heard. I'm thinking that the first Broadway song I ever heard was probably the Overture from Cats, because that's the first show I ever saw. Number 3, favorite Broadway song right now. So that's kind of a loaded question because I like a lot of Broadway songs. So I'd say probably my favorite song right now, I kind of have it stuck in my head for some reason, Water in the Well from Violet. I really like that one, and I'm not entirely sure why, because it's bluegrass, and that's not really my genre, but I really enjoy that one. Number 4, is there a Broadway show that you don't like? I really, really, really do not like Mamma Mia, and I don't know why, because the music is so fun, and the characters are okay, but I just don't like it, and I don't know why. I really wish I liked it. I really want to like it, but I just can't. Number 5. What impact has Broadway had on your life? Well, that's what I want to do with my life, so that's the impact it's had on it. It's given me a career path. Number 6. Favorite lyrics from your third favorite musical? From Newsies. Oh, that's easy. That is so easy. It's, the poor guy's head is spinning. I never said that I was a singer, but yeah. That's my favorite line from that whole musical. Number 7. How many times have you seen your favorite Broadway show? I've only seen Mary Poppins once, but I've seen Cats, I think, 4 times, and I've seen Wicked 4 or 5 times, I think. So, my second and third favorite musicals, I've seen those a lot, but my first favorite musical, I've only seen it 1 time, and it was the US tour, it wasn't on Broadway, so, yeah, I've never actually seen it on Broadway, oddly enough, but it's still my favorite show. Number 8. Favorite song from your second favorite show? Okay, so my second favorite show was Cats, and, well, my favorite dance number from Cats was Mungo Jerry and Rumpleteazer, but my favorite song, like, vocally, was, Gus the Theater Cat. I actually, when I auditioned for, that show that I auditioned for last year. I don't even remember what show I auditioned for, but I auditioned for a show at another school in my district last year, and I used Gus the Theater Cat as my audition piece. So that's, like, my favorite song from that show. And number 9. Song from your third favorite musical that makes you sad. My third favorite musical was, Newsies, and there's not really much sad music in Newsies, but I will say when I saw it on Broadway, Santa Fe did make me cry just a little bit. Number 10. If you had to watch one musical for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh god, that's a really, really loaded question. I don't know, there's so many good musicals. I'd probably go with something generic like The Wizard of Oz or something, because that's like a classic, and it never gets old, because it's like, what, like 70 or 80 years old or something now, and it's still really, really popular. Like, I never stopped liking The Wizard of Oz, but, yeah, I really don't want to pick one, but I would say I'd go with, like, The Wizard of Oz or Grease or something like that, something that just never gets old. Number 11. Who are your Broadway inspirations? So, I have a couple of really generic answers, and then I have a couple that are not so generic. So, obviously, I would say Idina Menzel, because, I've had people who say before that, like, when I sing, like, we have the same kind of tone-ish texture to our voices, and that's kind of cool for someone to say that I sound like Idina Menzel. That's pretty cool. But, I also, really like the acting style that Ben Fankhauser has. I really like Ben Fankhauser, and I freaking love Sutton Foster. Like, I want to be her. I want to be 6 feet tall and gorgeous and have long hair and not have to wear makeup and still be pretty. But I am very, very short, and, you know, I quite literally and otherwise look up to Sutton Foster. And then lastly, I'd have to say, Jacob Brent. I don't think he's been on Broadway recently, but he did Cats for like a million years, and that was really cool. Yeah, he's like this really, really like professional epic dancer, and dancing is something that I wish I could do, I love to do, but I'm not very good at. So that is the tag. This video is going on 10 minutes, so I need to wrap it up. It's quite literally been about a week since I've vlogged last. This daily vlog thing really hasn't gone very well. I think I have 11 or 10 or 11 vlogs now, and it's day 22 of NaNoWriMo, so this is not very much of a daily vlog, but kind of, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go because it's late and I'm tired and I want to edit this before I go to sleep. So give it a like, subscribe, all of those wonderful things. You can find me on Tumblr now at thatmidwesternmarypoppins.tumblr.com. You should totally do that. So hit me up there and I will see you later. Farewell.